Hello and welcome. And in this lesson, we're going to be editing the Our Services page. Okay, so depending on whether you have a product, you're selling products or you're selling services, this might affect you. So if you are selling products, then this might be a little bit different. But the way that this could work for you is if you have different types of products. So instead, if you are able to categorize your products into different categories, then you might be able to put the categories here with a relevant image, and then they can go into those different shops or different stores or different part of the stores depending on what you're selling. If you only have a few products and you don't have different categories, then I would probably scrap this page, and I would add products from a WooCommerce store if WooCommerce is the plugin that you're using to manage your e-commerce store. But in this case, I'm going to show you how to edit this section if you do have services. But if you have products, please feel free to not do this one or skip it if you want and go to WooCommerce, which we'll be covering later. So here we go. We're in Our Services. And I want to make sure that it's aligned with our brand. And currently our brand has a few colors. Our website's turning into a bit more of a darker website. So we've got black up here. We've got this kind of beigey brown color. And here it's this white. So I don't know, it doesn't really align very well. It might be better if we kind of stick to the dark backgrounds or something similar to this one. One thing that I know that people can do, and that is common, is, let's see here, doing a very similar background. And here I'm going to copy this background, and you can do cool stuff like this to make life easier. So I've copied that background. Okay, go down here, hover over here, and here I can go paste background. So now I've got the exact same background, but I don't want it to be the exact same background, but I want it to be a very contrasting color so that it sticks out. But what I can do here is if I click the settings cog and I go to background, and here we have all of exactly the same background as the one above, I can go into this gradient, and when I click on here, I can change the opacity, just like we demonstrated in the hero section. So if I take this opacity and I take it all the way down, nothing's going to change because behind it is this block solid color. So I'm going to delete that block solid color, and you can see here that it changes. So now it's becoming opaque, and the white from the white background is coming through. And here I'll do the same thing for this, and I'll bring it down and make it very opaque. So it's not completely white. You see that? It's not completely bright white. And it looks a little bit better. Okay, Our Services. It doesn't look bad. The other thing that we can do is we can keep it the dark background. Let's duplicate this so that we can compare it. So I've just duplicated it, and I might change this background color to a new gradient, and we'll make it this color. There we go. So here is this one. It's very bold gold color, and here I've got a very bold color. I could change it and make this side go a little bit darker, because I'm bringing it down like this. Yeah, we could do something like that. Or do you like that? Oh, looks like there's a little bit of layout stuff happening there. Sometimes it goes back to the default stylings like this and looks a bit weird. But don't worry about that. It'll always go back to how it was. But I think I like it with the white better, so I'm going to delete that and bring it back. And hopefully this is going to go back to how it was before. But just to make sure, it's always good to save. When in doubt, save and refresh. That's what I do. So it's saved, and then I hit the refresh button up here, and it's going to reload our page. Here we go. So now we've got our styling back. It's not all wonky. Okay, so here, what we want to do is we want to edit these, and I want to put a image here. So maybe I'll put a picture. But first of all, what are our services going to be? It's definitely not search engine optimization because we're doing motorbike repair. So here we could go, so here I'm actually not doing anyone else's bike repair. I'm actually teaching other people how to do their own bike repair. So it could be, maybe these are courses instead of our services. I can go our courses. And here at heading 2, I want it to be the same as this heading 2 up here. But if I don't want to have that same, I want to have this same styling, but I don't want to have to remember it all myself, I can go click on this, copy module styles, and hopefully this time it works. Paste module styles. And here we go, the heading 2 has copied over. I also want to grab this because if I've put it up here, then I should probably put it down here as well. Our courses. But you can see here that there's text underneath it. I actually want text, the description to go underneath, or I don't want description at all. I'm just going to get rid of that. So here I'll go, I don't know what, smash repair. Smash repair. I don't know if that's a thing. How to change oil. Could be like bike tuning. Oh, who knows? That might be only be bicycles. And maybe that's all I have for now. Maybe that's, you know, my business is just starting. I don't need to do all the courses in the world. Just, you know, even just one. I don't need to do all of them, but maybe I'll just say one of them is ready and then 2 are coming soon. So here, smash repair is, well, let's change it. Maybe how to service your own motorbike. There we go. And I want to put an image in here. So I can go back to Unsplash. Motorbike repair. Here we go. I'll just take this one. Motorbike repair. Tiny PNG. Motorbike repair. Waiting. And download. Motorbike repair, save, replace, and let's upload to here. Here you can see there's already some kind of image in there. Yep, it's an image, but it's a broken link. You can see that the image isn't working here, but that's okay. We're going to add a new one. Click on Settings, Upload Files, select Files to upload. I'm going to click on Motorbike Repair. And while I'm waiting, I'll think about the alt text that I'm going to put in. It'll probably be something like person repairing a motorbike. Let's have a look at that better. Person fixing motorbike wheel. Person fixing motorbike wheel. There we go. And we want it to be not full size. I really don't need it that big. We'll just go that big. Upload an image. There we go. How to service your own motorbike. There we go. This down here is a call to action module. You can see that by clicking on it, and then up here it says call to action settings. So that means it's the call to action module, and you can see down below that it gives you a button. So call to action is basically saying we want you to take action. So when we want you to take actions on something, it's usually pressing a button and going to insert your details somewhere or learn more about something. So here we go, button, read more. So here I might call it course details. And I don't want it to be that ugly blue color. I will want it to link somewhere, but that's okay. I can change all that information later. We're just doing the styling. So the design, maybe I want to have I want to edit the button. Instead of the button being a text color that's not my branding, I can make it red, or maybe gold, or maybe I'll make the background color something. So I'll make the background color this red, yeah, this red. But I want the text to be white so it stands out. And what I'll do is I'll give it a border. I'll make it make a bigger border. Make it the border red. Border color red. Maybe that's a bit too big. And also I want to make it so that it's pill shaped, so that it's not square. Do I? Yeah. Oh no, this one's square. I might keep this. Like, see here, I can, if I wanted to, I can make it go round. And I'll show you how you can do that. You just go button border radius, change the radius, and it makes it go like that, nice and round. I think that looks kind of cool. There we go. Now, what else can we do to style this? What I would like to do is center it. I'd love for all of this to be centered. So here what I can do is I could go design, text, center. And it's going to center all of this text for me. And with the button, I also want to center it. So I can scroll down. Here's all the settings that I can change on my button. And I go to button alignment, center. Here it is. What else I can do is I can put a border around this whole thing. But where do I do the border here? Do I do the border here? How do I do that? Well, what we can do is we can put a border behind just this column. So it's attached to this row here. I won't put a border around the whole row, or it will go like all the way around there. But I can put a border just around this column. So if I click on the row settings and see I've got 3 columns here. This is the first column here, so I'm going to click on the settings cog on the first column. And here, I'm in the column settings. If I want to go back, I click this arrow and I go back to row settings. So here I go into column settings and I have a design tab. And here are a few of the designs that I can use just for this column, which includes 2 modules. So it's going to go, it contains all of this. So what I can do is I can go border. I will change the border width to maybe 1 pixel, like that. It doesn't look too bad. I might make the corners rounded, because I like rounded corners like that. And also I want there to be some padding around the text here and the button here. But if I put padding, if I go to spacing and I put padding here in the column, I'll show you what happens. Top and bottom, left and right. It's also going to put padding around the image, and I don't want there to be columns around, padding around the image. So I'm just undoing Command Z, and I'm just getting rid of that. So I'm not going to try and do the spacing here because it doesn't work it's not going to work for me. It's not the effect that I want. Okay. But here, what I can do with this call to action, I can click on the call to action settings and I can go design, and then I can do spacing and I can put the padding here. I don't need padding on the top, I think that's fine, but I do need padding just on the bottom. There we go. And padding on the left and the right. There. That's cool. I like that. So now I've got a nice little card that has a border and the course details, and they can go into that. Now what I want to do is I want this, when someone hovers their cursor over it, I want it to stand out. I want it to come out and make it look clickable. And that's something to think about when designing websites, is you got to show people how they can interact with the website. And one of the ways that you can help people know what to do is to show them when they're hovering over the thing that you want them to do. So we want them to click on this. So what we can do here is we'll go back into the column settings, design, and here we're going to edit box shadow. So I'm going to, there's a number of different shadows that we can add. You can see this, all these different shadows. There we go. I quite like this one because it's nice and subtle. This one or this one? Yeah, maybe this one. So here we go. But instead of it being, having a shadow all the time, oh, I can't have a hover. That's weird. I should be able to hover over these things. Hover. Here we go. I could put this on here. Like so. Okay. So what I'm going to show you is, let's see here. If I take it to 0, then you can see here that there's not a lot of hover going on. But if I click on this one here, this means I'm hovering over it. If I hover, then I can change a setting. So I can change it so that it gives it it's changing the shadow and moving the shadow down. Can you see that? So when I hover, it's going to, pop out a little bit. Instead of 12, I might make it 10, make it a little bit less subtle. There we go. And that's it. That's it for this one. So I quite like that. I'm going to, keep this. And what I want to do is I want to duplicate this over to the others. Okay. So first of all, I want to add new images. I'm not going to go into Unsplash and get new images. I'm just going to grab anyone and add them in. I'm going to make my face a bit smaller because we don't have time to do all of that stuff. So here I'm going to insert new image, put this motorbike there, upload. There we go. So now we've got 3 of those. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to this module here. It's a call to action. I'm going to click on these 3 dots, copy module styles, and then paste module styles. And you can see here that those styles have just copied and pasted from there. All the padding, all the the button, the everything that we've changed. And I'm going to do the same here. Paste module styles. Now what I want to do is I want to copy the styles that I got from this whole column and paste it onto these columns. So I click on the settings cog here, and this is the column that I want to duplicate the styles for. So here I can go click on these 3 little dots and I go copy item styles, and then I can go paste item styles and then paste item styles. All right. It is a little bit uneven. What I could do is I could change this. I could change this, what do you call it, title, so that it only is on one I could call it full motorbike full service. I could do something like that. Now they're all even. But if you really can't change the name of your course, like full course, there we go, and it goes onto 2 lines, then there might be a way that we can get them to center so that they're not all even at the top, that they're kind of vertically centered. And let's see how we can do this. So click on row settings, go to design, go to sizing, go to equalize column heights. Oh, well, that's just done it for us, isn't it? That's one way to do it. Equalize column heights. And it's going to just bring it up for us. And there we go. Also, I'm going to change the text here on course details. Course details. Course details. And what we'll do later is when we start adding courses, we can link these buttons to go to that course. So by doing that, you would go into the call to action settings, you would go to, okay, we don't need to do this. That's just the text for the button, but you would click here, link, button link URL. And here you would choose, you would get rid of this hash tag, but we would choose the page that we want to have by clicking this button saying I want to link it to a page, and then we would choose the page that we want to link it to. But the page doesn't exist, so we're just going to delete that. And just so you know that if this is completely empty, the button's going to disappear because it can't go anywhere. So that's why we put a little hash symbol in there, just to make that button appear and be seen. So there we go. And that's how we style this section. Whatever your services are, you can put them in there. It might not be, motorbike styled. You might not like this, photos. You might want to put icons in there. And you can also do that. There are other ways that you can go about doing these things. For example, let's click on this. We can go back to the 3. We can go to a maybe a blurb. And with the blurb, it's a little bit different. You get an image, you get a title, and you get some text. But you don't get the button. That doesn't mean that you can't have a button. It just means that you'll need to add a button underneath. But the cool thing about these ones is that you can turn this image into an icon. Okay, so if you go to content, you go to image and icon, you can click this little toggle and say use icon. And now you have a bunch of icons that you can use on your site. So some people like that better, or maybe it fits the style of your website, maybe it fits your product or service better. So motorbike full service, full course. What could we put there instead? Maybe a little play button, because maybe it's got videos in it. I'm just looking through all these icons here. Maybe that's the icon that we want. And you might be motorbike full service. We might keep that writing there. I might put in a bit less. Maybe I'll just keep it as more. That's also fine. We'll go to design, image and icon. I could make it a circle icon like this, and then make the icon white. If I like that kind of style, maybe I'll keep that style. Show circle border. Nah. Well, I could do this and make the border black or something. I don't like that. And here we go. Motorbike full service. Let's change the title text. So here it's automatically given us an H4, and we can make that railway. I can make that full uppercase, and maybe I want ultra bold and italics and centered. Maybe I want all my text centered. Let's go to body text. Maybe we'll keep it when we'll go to Poppins. Maybe I want to go light, because then it makes things stand out a little bit more. Or maybe I just want it to be left aligned like that. Maybe that looks a bit better. Maybe I'll just change this back. Say if I'm going for a different style. There we go. And there we go. Sorry about my dogs, I'm barking. Maybe I'll add a button underneath. So click here. I'll look for the button module, button. And here it is. So obviously it's not styled very nicely. I can go course details. And here is where you link to the page that you want it to go to. But for now, we'll just design it and style it. So I'll style it, I think, maybe in the center. That's fine. We'll go to button, custom styles. They're the default styles that we get given. And I might put a background color of red. And I'll make the text white so it stands out. Maybe I'll make the text all uppercase and bold. And maybe I'll get rid of the border if I don't like that border. Or if I do like the border, I'll make it that red color. There we go. Just like that. Maybe that's the style that I like. So what I can do is I can just duplicate and then drag. Oops. And duplicate, drag. And do the same for these buttons. And here, I might go, maybe I'll do it a completely different color. So here in the design, maybe this one will be a different color like this. And the button that I want, oops, I duplicated it. I'll change it to the background, and the border will, yeah, the background and the border will be this color. And maybe this one will be a different color. That one there. And we'll change the button. To the, nope, to this one and the border there. There we go. So there are two different ways that we can style our services area. One like this, one where we hover over it. We can also do the hover thing if we like that. We could change the icon here. Let's go to content, image and icon, and click something totally different. Like there's a tick there that might work well, or maybe it's documents as well. Maybe it's not a full service. Maybe it's a motorbike service docs. And here we might change the icon. We'll go to image icon to, you know, bike tuning. Here we've got tools. Very cool. There we go. And we can change the text to motorbike tuning. There we go. And they're just styled very differently, but they all look pretty cool, and they're all different ways of choosing things. I'm going to go with this one up here because I like it better. I also like this one too, but I think that one is aligned more with this brand. I'm getting rid of that. And there we go. Very cool. So now we have styled the services or products area, and I hope you've learned a bit from this. We've covered some really cool things and features as well. But in the next video, we'll go over to the next section, which is this call to action section. I know we covered, we talked about call to action before, but that was a call to action module, but this is basically the same thing, but on a larger scale. The whole section is purely just to get them to, do this thing. All right. We'll see you in the next video.